I will tell you a story real quickly. I drove to Malibu last night to clear my head. I was going to try to catch the sunset from my car on
Can't believe
PCH.
you did that. That's crazy.
You
didn't go out the car though at all, right?
I did not get out of the car.
Okay.
It was here. If you speed forward a little bit here, I don't want to sit and have to watch me wait at this light for 5 minutes. But essentially, I drove out there to clear my head. I was going to try to watch the sunset on PCH. It was pretty packed, but it seemed like people were trying their best to stay apart. I saw people sitting in their cars wearing masks far apart from each other, keeping their distance. Yes, there were the usual influencers in their Lambos, but it was really like a slice of everybody. I drove by a family posing for a photo in front of the beach. Everybody was in surgical masks. Very odd. But I also saw the police writing tickets. You can't be parked on PCH, and even if you are in your car alone watching the sunset with your windows up, you will get a ticket. It was wild. And I feel like we are at a tipping point here. We are restless. We're kind of going nuts. You might have seen this earlier today, Robert. People gathered in downtown LA this afternoon to shut down traffic. They circled around City Hall and honked their horns. This is the side effect of cheap gas, actually. Car protests. This is what we're doing now. And regardless of what you think about them, you can want to protect people and do what is right by science, but also be concerned about your liberties and your freedoms. The numbers from Monday, which showed a large amount of people in the county have likely already had the disease, something like 200 to 400,000 people, are no doubt fodder for people who don't want to do this anymore. Now, how does that data change the way we lift our restrictions? We don't know yet. They haven't so far. There are too many organizations who are interpreting data differently, and while I want to give them all the benefit of the doubt that they're doing their best, more data without adjusting the policy just contributes to everybody's skepticism. Like today, Metro announced that they are only going to allow 10 people or less to be on the Dash bus, but you will get a ticket if you go to the beach and sit in your own car alone and watch the sunset. Even before COVID-19, I don't remember being within 6 feet of anybody on the beach. But to be fair, no one goes near somebody wearing a button-down shirt, jeans, and Chucks to the beach, so I get it. It's hard to know what to listen to when it's all conflicting. I mean, behaving properly, smart, logically becomes impossible. In Michigan, Governor Whitmer has barred people from buying paint and seeds and gardening tools. Why? You can do all of that alone.
That doesn't make sense.
The spread of these kinds of inconsistencies make everybody even more skeptical of authority. It also emboldens people to reject good policy when they throw the baby out with the bathwater. We need buy-in for people to follow the science. And what happens when they stop? It might end up killing people. There's been such inconsistent data and policy throughout this. It's no surprise the government has a hard time getting people to take them seriously. Have you heard about New York? Bill de Blasio had a snitch line. It was a website for people to report businesses and their neighbors who were disobeying social distancing. And people weren't having it. They filled it with porn and memes. And I feel like we should be able to be smart about this. We're smart enough to know what is right in our daily lives. And so I'm curious to see what happens in other states like Texas or Georgia, who are reopening parts of their economy, to see our numbers in California trending like theirs. Will we start to lift our restrictions if that happens? If we don't, what happens? It's getting kind of nuts out there. People are wishing COVID on each other. If they protest, others are happily reporting their neighbors for violating stay-at-home orders. As contagious as we've been told this is, those in the streets might be legitimately making it worse by screaming in each other's faces. And when people out of work indefinitely with no date, as Gavin Newsom has presented, and nothing to look forward to when they can try to live again, what happens when they become desperate? What happens when people just don't obey? What does the leadership do? As the spread between how we look at reality based on our own politics becomes greater, it's a lot harder to have reasonable discussions about this. It is likely not tightening social restrictions and certainly not opening the world immediately are both the wrong answer. How are we ever going to have a real conversation about that when we've come this far? We know there's no good solution to a problem that doesn't have an easy answer. Maybe we should just send porn and memes.
Many of us were doing that before any of this was happening.
There you
but
go.
Andy, I totally agree with you. And I think, and we've talked about this amongst each other before the show, I feel that we've now hit that tipping point where you felt this way on Monday, felt this way yesterday, and today, when people are proudly repping Trump 2020 in the streets of downtown LA, we've hit a turning point in this thing.
That's a really good point.
That
I never thought in my life I'd ever see that.
Never. I never thought I'd see that in downtown LA. And I think this is now the point where we start to see people questioning whether the decisions made by government are for their own political gain, for their own power, or is it for the better of the people? And as you said, the people who hear the 200 to 400,000 in LA already have it, who want to go back out into the public, are going to use that study to say, see, the social distancing didn't work because 500,000 people already have it anyway.
Right.
So we're getting to the political tipping point. And there was that blissful era where 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we were all in this together. We're all going to stay home and watch the concert that so-and-so put together on TV. And now we're on the third or fourth one, and we're on the We're All In challenges now. And people are starting to go, okay, cool, great.
I think,
when can I go back to life?
Because it's so confusing and the policy has been so bad, because we just don't know. You can't predict the future. We don't know about this. It's a new disease.
Well, and I'd like to say the policy has been good, and then up until now is when we start to question it. Because I think everybody, like I said, was all in. Everybody was all in, and we're all going to do what we have to do. And now is when the policy is going to be determined as good or as bad. Sorry, Andy, keep going.
But how about
how about
if they say, okay, look, okay, fine, you guys want to lift everything, you want to go back to the way life was, fine, go ahead. And then suddenly the pandemic increases twofold. It gets like way worse, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, well, it's your fault. Why did you lift the orders? Why did you say we could go back out there? It's your fault.
Spanish flu.
You should have told me to stay inside still.
Well, I don't think that you're wrong to worry about that. I mean, we don't know what the specific numbers would be like. Obviously, in theory, that's a pretty logical understanding that, like, if you stay away from people, you won't spread diseases to them if you don't interact with them, if you wash your hands all the time, if you wear a mask, whatever, right? So certainly social distancing works. It seems to have been working. I think the thing is that all of that science and all of the things that are good policy get completely discounted when you have these overreaches by the specific governments.
Yes, exactly.
Places like Michigan and California in some regards.
Where you can't buy like paint and that kind of bizarre stuff.
Put up against other people on the completely other end of the spectrum, like Georgia or Texas, where they do not have the same kind of political climate or cultural climate, and they are saying, look, Donald Trump says we should relax it. In Georgia, we're going to open up our gyms. We're going to open up our beauty salons. And yeah, I think we should watch, and I think we should see, okay, if Georgia then gets a huge spike, Florida and Texas now and parts of the South are overrun and their healthcare systems are slammed with COVID-19, then maybe they opened up too fast. But I don't think that there's ever going to be this, we all open or we all stay closed thing. It's all this just sort of weird dipping your toe into the proverbial COVID pool to see if you get
to that
sick.
hot tub.
Oof.
Well, I mean, it's the 10th Amendment. States can do whatever they want. Not whatever they want, but states will make their own decisions based on their own people and their own population. And you're right, it will be interesting to see the difference.
And there is a lot to lose on the other side. I mean, there is a toll on humanity that it takes to do this that is not people who die from COVID-19, but that is measurable in lots of other ways. That in some ways is death, but also is it people's livelihoods? Is it their dreams? Is it their hopes? Is it alcoholism? Is it domestic abuse? Is it suicide? I mean, it's so
all of these things have been mentioned by city government too, so they know. I did also want to mention, if you guys haven't seen Mark Mester's Twitter account, he tweeted a picture of these 4 what seemed to be young people who stepped onto the boardwalk to take a photo in Manhattan Beach, and an officer let them off with a warning. Otherwise, it would have been a $1,000 per person fine.
Wait.
Right. And it would have been
So what would they have been fined for? Because they took a picture on the boardwalk?
Because they stepped onto the beach for
not allowed
a photo.
to be
Wow.
in that area. Yeah. And so, like I said, like people in Malibu, you can sit in your car on PCH if you pull off and you just want to have your windows up and look at the Pacific Ocean. They will come by. I saw this with my own stupid eyes, them writing tickets. And, you know, it's like I said, when people start to give up on this, it's really hard to do this. There's no incentive to do it if it doesn't work because it's so painful. And so if you start thinking it doesn't work because you don't buy in and you're skeptical, well, I don't know how they're going to keep everybody.
Good luck getting the trust
from
back.
doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Anyway, you can find that on Mark's Twitter account. Andy, I think you were about to say the first comment was, well, good, let nature take its course. I can only wish they get the disease and let nature take its course. Like so you're anti the people going onto the boardwalk for fear of spreading coronavirus, but you're cool with them getting it because they stepped onto the boardwalk.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's getting nuts.
Where's morality?
It's getting crazy. I'm telling you.
People are insane. People are crazy.
I worry, you know, but like I said, send porn and memes. That'll make it all better. More 5 Live right up ahead after the break. We've got so much show to get to. We're going to play a game. It's Earth Day. We're going to check in on the Facebook group and say hello to you beautiful, wonderful people. I can't wait.
Happy Earth Day, everybody.